I'm so glad you guys could join me today. I'm going to show you how I made these awesome black and magenta coasters. So you'll see here I've mixed up 200 milliliters of resin, and I'm using Black Onyx by Black Diamond, Liquitex acrylic ink in magenta, Pearl X micro pearl, mica, Maron gold powder, and metallic gold. Just for You Online UK's fine champagne glitter, and I just grabbed a few bottles of whatever glitter I had on hand and mixed them all up. And I've added a little bit of the gold in the mix as well. And I came up with this awesome sparkly concoction. And we're going to add the magenta acrylic ink into the pot with the glitter. And so here I have the black onyx, and I've added black glitter into that mica. And I've mixed up just a little bit of the pearl and a little bit of the gold. Here I'm just grabbing my heat gun, and I'm going to, my resin's been sitting for a few minutes just to allow some of the bubbles to rise to the top in the resin, and then I just quickly zap those bubbles away. Alright, so now I'm going to start mixing up the colors. So we have my little pot with the mixed glitter, and just add the resin in there. Now, out of the three colors that I'm going to be using, most of it will be in the magenta color. So I think I probably added about 4 drops there. We need a little bit more. And a little bit more of the magenta. Let's give it a quick, good stir. Okay, now we're just going to add a little bit, just a tiny bit of resin in the micro pearl. And the same with the gold. I'm not going to use too much of that. And a little bit of resin in the black mica. All the products that I'm using here will be listed in the description box, and I'll also put down some links for the products that I've used. Now I almost forgot I'm also using acrylic diamonds. They're 4 millimeters in size, and I've added some white glitter to those. And I'm just going to add a tiny bit of resin to that. And you'll see here that the consistency of it is pretty thick and not runny at all. And I prefer it that way. That way they don't travel too far. All right. So we'll just begin with applying the acrylic diamonds to the center of the mold. Now just evenly spread it out. Make sure every section has equal amounts of the acrylic diamonds. Okay, I think we're done with that part. Now I've just poured a little bit of resin on top. Okay, so now we're going to pour the black mica around the perimeter of the mold. See, I dripped a little bit of the black mica in the center, but that's easily fixable with a baby wipe. Okay, and so now I'm just taking some of the clear resin and drizzling a thin line just after the black mica. I honestly don't know why I did this. I thought try out and see, maybe I get a different effect from it. But it's always good to try and experiment. Sometimes the littlest things can make a big difference. Okay, so now we're going on to the magenta. What a pretty color. I don't use this color often, and that's why I thought I would make these coasters. Just step out of my comfort zone, because blue is my favorite color. Excuse me. And now we'll just drizzle the pearl. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that's Sebastian in the background, turning his wheel, running on his wheel. He's making a ruckus. No, he's not done yet. It's typically a 2-hour marathon for him, starting at 10 o'clock. Finishes about 12 o'clock midnight. Okay, now we're just going to pop some bubbles before I flood this with the clear resin. Okay, so now I'm just pouring the clear resin evenly into the mold. It's always satisfying watching this process when the colors get pushed back. Okay. And now I'm just going to drizzle the Mayron Gold. You can see here that it's very thick. I didn't really have a clear design plan in my head at this point. I knew that I wanted to incorporate the gold. And so I just went with it. I'll just do a little bit of a cleanup here. This is another quick torch. Make sure there aren't any bubbles.